Testing.
All
Testing.
right, we are back on, and we got Jersey Girl herself in the booth with us. She finally gets to sit down, take a break for a minute.
Yeah, I definitely don't get to play any more pool, so there's that. Oh shit, I'm gonna
So,
knock all your shit down.
so Chrissy, how's things going on the tournament side?
Um, I think it's going pretty good. I haven't really been able to follow the tournament very much. I've been actively doing so many things.
So, what is the plan tonight? What are we looking to get down to tonight?
Um, the original plan was 32, and I think she's sticking to it. I think we're going down to 16 in the high side and 16 in the low.
Well, we're pretty much at 16 in the high side, so that's not a
No,
problem.
that's done. I think
Yeah,
they're pretty much all
and
home.
and we're 2.5 rounds out of 16 total in the low side. So I don't. I mean, I think it's going to be 2:30,
Nice.
which isn't that bad.
No. No, that really isn't that bad. It's a little later than I expected, but it's really not bad.
So we're looking at a second Calcutta in the morning for the final 32.
We don't do those. We just meet.
We do player auctions
No.
or player evaluations.
No, we just meet and
It's too late. We've done
it's a
said too many
meeting.
words.
Oh God.
We
Okay.
do so a second player meeting in the morning.
Yes, we're gonna meet up. People don't have to be present for that. If they want to sleep in, they just need to take care of everything before they start playing, and be here for when you're called up to play.
So does every player need to be back at the same time tomorrow?
No,
So
they just need to make sure that they log in and check the bracket and maybe call their friend that's here doing the
so what
second one.
time do we expect to be on the tables again tomorrow?
Well, we're just going to go down through 32 players. We're
Right.
supposed to start at 10. 10's usually like, I usually drag everybody down. You know, it's more like 10:30.
Awesome. I see.
But be here at 10, damn it.
So this is a weird subject, but I want to talk about it for a minute. We won't say any names,
Okay.
but we discovered someone that's kind of snuck through the cracks here today. I said we're not going to say no names, where they're from, or anything like that, because we don't want to be that person. But this person was playing in the low side as a round of 4 level,
Yeah.
and heard a couple complaints, did some research, and discovered that the guy's probably more of a 7-speed player.
Yeah.
And you kind of had a conversation with him, correct?
Yes.
And you just explained to him he obviously you can't move a guy to the high side, but you can make him play at a high side number
Yeah.
in the low
Whatever we want to say.
side.
I was kind of hoping that he quit, but you know, if he's really being honest, which that's up in the air because I don't know him personally, and that he didn't know that this Fargo was connected to him, and he doesn't really think he shoots at that speed and all that. If he's being honest, he's gonna have to come with it. But it didn't look like it to me. It looked like he was shooting like better than Brad Hutchins.
Yeah, I mean I watched the guy play his last match. He's playing a 3, and this guy goes to 4. And the first 2 games, there was a couple funny scratches, and the guy loses, so he's down 2-0. And then his opponent breaks and scratches, and the guy runs out. Then he breaks and runs. Then he breaks and runs. Then he breaks dry. His opponent makes a ball, misses, then he runs out.
He told me in his defense that the guy that he was playing, that we missed the very first game they played, and that guy broke and ran, and he's a 3+1. And I was like, man, I wish we had digital pool on everything.
But he didn't break and run. He scratched on the 9 on the
He's-
first game. You've seen it.
What was that? The first game?
That was the first game.
Okay, so he broke and ran, but he scratched on the 9.
never-
Well,
yeah,
that-
he
so
never
he didn't break and run.
No, the first game,
People are so
the first
funny.
game, your guy scratched on the 9. The second game, your guy scratched into that weird side pocket scratch.
Right.
But the bottom line, I just want to make a point that, there's some research that goes into these type of things, and you may slip through the cracks, but you're not going to slip through the cracks the entire day.
No.
And when you're caught,
I'm glad we're doing the emergency card from now on because, I mean, I research as well as I possibly can. We have 192 players here, though. And people are sneaky, and there's a lot of money involved. And again, this might not even be the story there. He might, in his mind, think that he's correct about this situation. But the fact of the matter is, you have the BCA league, so you were able to actually go into this Fargo, which I had previously said,
correct?
dude, if this has anything to do with you and your friends are lying or you're lying, this is definitely not what you would be. But after talking to all these people, you're this. He has contended over and over again that he had no idea it's his, but you were able to show us that he was playing in West Virginia, and that's where he's from. I'm like, dude, this is definitely you. You have played at a 640 speed at some point because you have 127 matches in.
Yeah, and
I
and
mean,
and the Fargo that he had was not. He was not given any starter rating. So that means his 642 was 100% based off of his performance.
right.
Uh,
I tried to explain that to him.
but I just wanted to talk about that for a second. Like I said, the bottom line is you're not going to get away with it the whole day. We know a guy snuck through the cracks in Louisville. It happens, um,
Yeah.
and it really wasn't caught, until
Made some. Well, we
kind
made
of too
some
late.
changes from. No, that's not what happened in Louisville, though. My idea was, and we're humans, so sometimes we come up with some dumb shit. Was I work so hard to try to make sure that it's right that I wanted to be able to stand behind every rating and
Sure.
allow the people that are bidding on the players to bid with confidence in not thinking that I'm going to DQ their player they just spent money on or that I'm going to raise them mid whatever. But after that happened, and I'm aware of some things, I feel like this emergency card and this dude fit under the emergency card. I was really hoping I'd never have to use it again, honestly.
Well, the guy bought himself in the
For
player meeting
$100.
for $100, so
Gosh.
no one else.
Nobody else was affected. I love that.
That's right.
Yes.
Um,
I told him he can either play as a 7 or he can go home. It's up to him. He's not happy, but I think it's the right move.
and he's going to stay. Unfortunately, things like that happen. I just thought we'd talk about it, because you always
Thanks,
talk about
Mickey,
the
yeah.
glorious side of stuff, and the ugly side is it's always, oh my God, this guy snuck in. He was robbing everybody. Surely it's going to happen, but
Oh
it's
my
it's,
gosh,
go,
I
it's
feel
going
like
to
I
be.
spend every day trying to make it not happen.
It's going to be, but the thing is, throughout the day, if you're watching everything and you got people watching, it's
It'll
going to get
show
caught,
up.
and you're going to take action during the tournament,
Yeah.
regardless of who you are.
That's right.
And that's what took place here. I seen the guy's demeanor when you were talking with him, and the guy knew. That's the
I think
bottom
he knew.
line.
I tried to be as nice as I could to him. And I believe you that you think that he knew, and maybe he did know. I'm not going to say he knew or didn't know. This is just the way it has to be. So,
Find this match here. Okay, who just won that game? Do we know? We know who just won the game.
I think Jeremy is one of the black shirts. I think it's Brian Townsend.
So we think Brian Townsend just won.
oh, and I messed you up already.
No, I just didn't know who was who. I see who won, but I don't know their names.
Oh, okay.
And if we gotta keep score.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got some ugly talk going on over with. So we're on the low side here. Most of the matches today have all been from the high side. On cue, we kind of took over the stream table and was putting the matches up on this table here. Just one match at a time, and Jeannie was putting matches up everywhere else. And we're down to just the low side on the table now. Overall, I think it's been pretty well today. We've seen some real good matches, some good comebacks over here today.
Did you get to watch Brian Wilson shoot at all?
Last night,
Last night? But was he on the TV table at all today?
yes, he was. First match, we had him on the TV table.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I never buy anybody. Like I always, if anything, if I feel like
yeah, I remember you.
sweating, I'll go around and beg people for a quarter or something, just so I have something to sweat. But I tried to tell people, I'm like, this dude's a monster. He was rated an 8, comes into Corbin, and I mean, I feel like he played like a really strong 8 or a weak 9 to do it, but he played well. And then he went over to Louisville and he beat Fedor Gorst. And I mean, he beat him bad. He didn't just beat him a little bit. He beat him pretty bad.
Yeah, it was 6-6 or 7.
Without the spot or something.
Yes,
it was crazy.
Yeah, well, Brian Wilson's a great player and always
He's
has
great.
been. He plays out of Indianapolis area.
I've been so busy I haven't even been able to keep up with like what he was doing. And he messaged me, he said, when do I have to be back tomorrow? And I was like, yes, you're in it. He's like, yeah, I'm still on the winner side. Oh, that was nice to hear. I was telling everybody about it, but they didn't want to talk about him too much.
So it looks like Jeremy is about to move forward into this rack, pending getting position on this 8 ball here. You got to be careful not to scratch cross side.
Oh, wow, I didn't think that was going to fall.
He made it. You got a much
I
better,
don't think that would.
much better view there, by the way.
Oh, okay.
it's,
That's true. You
it-
told me that.
it's
I'm
a
so
bigger.
tired I can't
Oh,
even
I'm
hear you.
surprised you banked that, but I don't know either one of these guys. Are both fives. Um,
Um,
I've seen there's a lot of local
a lot of locals. So many new
within
players.
within 40, 50 miles.
Yes.
A lot of these split bracket style tournaments, you got so many people that are 200, 300, and not to say we got several states here,
Yeah, there's Oklahoma. A guy drove 10 hours,
but there's a
and he
lot
got in
of
last
locals.
minute too.
Really,
He said, "I see you have a spot." He got in, and I wonder how he's doing actually. What is his name? Cortier or something?
so Jeremy wins that rack.
There's a bunch of states, but there's a lot of locals.
So let's take a second here, Chrissy. Tell me about this. This is the next Jersey Girls split bracket tournament.
Yes, we're going to be at Buckeye Billiards in Mansfield, Ohio. It's going to be a great time.
128 player field in that one.
Yeah.
How many tables are at Buckeye
It'll
Billiards?
be a little less of a grind. Gosh, just because you're asking me, I don't remember what he said. I know it's over 10 because I don't take any place that has under 10.
Right.
I think he has either 12 or 14
Diamond tables.
diamond tables, blue labels. He has 9-footers too.
So how far is Mansfield from, say, Cincinnati or Cleveland? People around here can relate more to those towns.
Yeah.
Do we know how far it is from there?
I can find out for you, but I'm really not familiar with the area, to be honest with you.
I'm not either.
I'm kind of branching out. Like,
Well,
we went to West Virginia.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you're fine.
Let's take a look here. Mansfield, Ohio, and
Geography isn't my best thing.
we'll look at Cincinnati, which is about 3 hours from the Evansville area.
I know it's not really that far from Louisville, because I remember looking at that.
It's up there quite a ways. Yeah, it's well above Cincinnati. It's almost up to Cleveland
Oh, wow.
and Akron area. Akron's got a great pool room called Michael's in that area. I think it's called Michael's.
Yeah, Robert Frost contacted me to help with one there at one point, but I think they decided to make it all one pocket. It was like to promote. Good. It was like to promote the guy who passed away that owned Michael's.
Oh,
and so he was a big one pocket fan, so they decided to go that route. But maybe someday. I've heard that's nice.
No, Brian, Mike Duncan did not make it to this event. Yes, I'm still based out of Evansville. I'm just down here in Nashville. This is a Jersey Girl tournament. She just hired On Cue to do the player meeting and the stream and commentary. And we're having a blast here in Nashville. I used to come to JOBs all the time for the Music City Open, so I'm very familiar with the area and the tables. And, of course, Patrick with me, and he's very familiar with it as well. We've hung here a lot. I used to hang here with Sky every year because the Music City Open's always during my birthday.
Oh, really?
So we would come here and party and celebrate and get drunk and stupid. And
Besides COVID, I've been coming here for that every year since I came here for some APA thing like 10 years ago. Owensboro used to be sent here for whatever it's called, your state or something.
Yeah, whatever it was.
It was done here, and I went here a couple of times, and I liked it, so I came to the Music City every year. I got 9th through 12th once out of like 6 tries.
Really?
I was so happy. That's a tough tournament, even for the Women's Open.
I tell you should have seen it, let's say 10,
Years
12
ago.
years ago when it was Karen Core.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah,
They got big names like that.
Yes, they were always
Wow.
in it.
They
the
had
music,
Brittany Bryant a few times
Brittany
when I was
Bryant
here.
used to play here.
She's come here recently.
Yeah, the Music City Open used to be a big event.
Uh-huh.
Sky used to come here a lot. Johnny Archer was always
Wow,
here.
that was a
Buddy
nice
Hall,
shot.
Shannon Dalton. A lot of names came here and played at the Music City Open.
Hey, can you check something for me since you that up?
I can.
Is Kevin in or out?
Kevin,
Yeah.
do you know anything about Winter's
He's in the losers.
Okay, let's take a look.
She keeps calling us the Pinskis or something.
I know Perliski or
I
Perlowski?
can't even say what she's saying.
Priowski.
I can't even say, dude. You did better than I did.
Okay.
She's butchering my name, but I
So
can't butcher.
this is the winner's side here.
Yeah. Straight down
So
from
let's
there.
get down to the loser's side. We'll saw the one loss side. I don't like the word loser.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's just mean.
So let's
Looked
look.
like he was shooting
Let's
good
look
when
in
I
this
was
area
watching
right
him.
here for
He was
Kevin.
shooting next to the guy that me and you were sitting over there and watching. He probably thought I was watching him.
Was he in a match at that time?
Yeah, he was at the table right next to it.
Okay.
Kevin was.
Which means he's going to be in this area right here. So let's just kind of keep an eye on for Kevin.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even know.
It does have a search option. If we get too crazy, we can go through and search for Kevin.
Yeah, he was playing on, I guess it would be table 2. That might help. Table 2 is where he was playing.
Yeah, the tables are just mixed
Yeah,
up in
it
a
is
match.
mixed,
So
yeah.
it doesn't tell anything.
Yeah, there he is, Kevin. He lost 5-1. Darn it.
Where's that at?
Right
Right there, yeah. 5-1.
Darn
To
it.
Kenny Sturt.
Darn it.
I don't know
I must
Kenny.
have saw him win the only game he won because it looked like he was fracking.
Yeah, he was right beside that.
Yes.
The gentleman you had to speak with. So I think this is Jeremy Jackson's shooting, or
Yes.
Jeremy Jackson?
Yeah.
Shooting?
Yes.
Okay, I think he has 2. We're going to look here. I think we missed a game when we were blabbing. We're going to look here. They're moving a penny around. I think it's 3-1. Yes, it is.
I had a lot of interesting new rule things that came up at this one.
Of course, I need to be sure about this because we're going to advance a winner.
Oh, you guys just handle it for this table? That's cool.
Yeah, we've been handling everything on the stream table.
That's cool. But yeah, like I had a guy.
Will you find out for sure? We're going to advance a winner. Anyway, Chris, you said some rule stuff.
Yeah, some rule stuff. I had a couple people need a rule where the guy had told the other guy that he was gonna live score it, you know. And I've had that ever since we've done it with digital pool. Like
Because
I live score matches.
you got their phones
Yeah.
linked. Okay, so
Oh
they
yeah, I've asked almost everybody for their phone number. It's all in there.
So Brian's got 3, and Jeremy's got 1.
Yeah.
Let's switch that.
Oh, we had it backwards.
Yeah, Pat. Got to clarify. You know, we need to know before we submit a winner.
Absolutely.
We can be wrong over here for a while, but not till it's time to advance. So anyway, the live scoring.
Yeah, so before it started, you know, he had said to the other guy, I'm going to live score the match. And he said, okay. Well, he's used to being at a place where you do quarters. Well, quarters are good, but he had said he was going to live stream it on his phone. And he had
live
never,
stream it.
No,
Okay.
live score it
Live score it, okay.
through the text message that was sent to him.
Okay,
You know?
yep.
Everybody, a lot of people do it, but I guess it was the first time this guy's seen it done. And so he's moving a quarter. Well, he'd never told the other guy that, you know, he wants him to move the quarter and do his live scoring. That was never discussed. And he had said, I'm going to live score it. And well, he didn't move his quarter. And I go to the guy, well, do you know that this is the score? And are you saying the score isn't right? And you could tell, like, he knew the score was right.
So was he trying
was
to get
just
away
trying
with
to.
one?
He would not just one. He wanted this guy to lose 2 different games that the guy knew he won
Because he didn't
because
move
he
a
didn't
quarter?
move a quarter. But
Oh.
he had the live scoring on digital pool right there, and they'd never said like you have to move a quarter. I don't have a rule that says you have to move a quarter.
Yeah, there's no rule.
Me and you talk. You want to move a quarter? Do you want to move this weird diggity thing on the wall that doesn't move and needs some WD-40 on it or some shit?
Those are, and those come down to ethics,
It's ethics, right?
Where's your integrity at?
Same thing with this dude, honestly. If it's, and it is.
Well, this guy here's being a pool player and trying to steal a tournament,
Alright.
and that happens all the
Yeah.
time. But when you're trying to cheat a guy out of a game because he didn't move a marker that's not
Yeah.
even agreed
Well,
upon,
only in his defense, this is the only thing in his defense. At the particular place that I know he only pretty much shoots, that actually is the rule.
I've
you
seen
have
it.
to move your quarter. And if me and you were playing and I hadn't come up to you and said this is how I'm going to score it, and you didn't move your quarter and it's been a while and we don't know what the score is, you're kind of fucked because you should have moved that quarter. But the fact of the matter is, this gentleman was taking his score down. He had agreed. He had said this is the score.
wow, that's
So
crazy.
it was funny. It was actually like a friend of mine, so he was pretty mad about it. Not the I was like, dude, you need to chill out. Like,
So
Let him have the games he actually got.
I seen something that came up a little while ago, and I know that outside of the rules that you have specified, you use BCA rules.
Yes.
And an episode happened a little while ago, and I'm curious. Somebody came over here and they said their opponent went to break, and they just nicked the cue ball.
Yeah, so
And
it's the other guy's shot. It
uh,
goes to the other breaker.
all right, yes.
Is that different than BCA?
Well, no,
You get a second try?
no, but in BCA, so in 9 ball, I'll explain the difference. In 8 ball, if you go to break and you nick the cue ball, nothing hits the rack, I have an option of breaking
Oh,
or letting you break again. In 9 ball, there's no option of the break. It's just ball in hand.
ball. Yeah, well, ball in hand is so okay.
But it's ball in hand.
It's ball in hand. He can put it like right up to it. That's what the BCA would do.
In 9 ball, that's a BCA.
Well, I might have
And
to write this down.
So I wondered.
Either.
I
What
was,
did you? What
I
did you end up saying
remembered.
to him?
I was going to tell you later because I
Well,
remember.
somebody came
you
up to
talking
me
about
and I
rules.
dealt with something
And
very
that's
similar.
what made me think about
And
it.
the way I called it was the next guy's turn to, and he could even re-rack it. It's his
Well,
turn.
and I figured that's probably the way that you handle it. I just wondered, not that it matters either way. You can make the rule however you want it. But
I can make it, but as
I just
things,
remember you talked about BCA outside of things you specified.
that's good to know. I didn't know the BCA played that rule like that.
I didn't either until we was in Vegas 2 years ago, and the opponent did it to us, and the ref said, "Oh yeah, you get the break," and so we did it, and one of the guy kind of contested it, and another ref came over there, and a ref clarified, "No, you don't get an option to break. You get ball in hand, which is still a break, but I re-racked the balls." He did touch the rack, so the cue ball actually touched the rack, and a couple balls just popped off. But of course, the rack had done been over and it stands. So we learned that in 9 ball, you just
but he
get ball
touched
in hand.
something. See, that's
But
different.
even if you don't,
But even if you
it's just,
don't,
it's ball in hand.
huh? Well, that's good to
but
know.
I didn't know
I
that.
I like the way I'm handling that rule, though. Honestly.
Yeah,
That's-
and we
that's
always play
confusing.
where you just take the break.
Yeah,
But-
you just switch breakers.
But
I
they
think.
like it in BCA because it's a 3 foul rule in effect.
Oh, yeah.
So you can
this
put the
isn't
cue
three
ball right,
foul rule either.
right. You can put the cue ball at the 1 ball and nick it and go 2 rails
Okay.
behind the rack. So now you're on 2 because you started on 1 with the break,
Yeah.
and now you're on 2 because that's a tough ball to hit.
Yeah.
So that's why they do it. And
There's good defensive stuff.
Jeremy just scratched on that 8 ball.
Ouch. That hurts.
Hand and Brian.
That hurts.
He'll win there.
I'd like to take a second while I'm thinking about it to talk about Mid-State Services, the asphaltteam.com. He's a huge supporter, and he's like awesome.
Yeah, we talked about them a
really,
little while ago.
really appreciate them
I mean,
helping.
They got a big surround where they follow. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're serving Tennessee, South Central Kentucky,
Yeah, he's
Northern
huge.
Georgia, Northern Alabama.
He
I mean,
he goes all over the country. He's posted stuff where he's all the way up doing asphalting in Indianapolis.
well,
So
we
he'll
wonder
go
if
wherever.
if it's any Indiana, but yeah, with that kind of this guy ain't just
No, he's a big dog.
this guy ain't just coming and paving your driveway.
No.
This is the kind of guy that can do concrete for an airport.
Right. Yeah. No, he
He's-
does too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
even tell when you're that big, you're big. You know, you're
And
not
he doesn't just do the asphalt either. He like paints the lines and
right. Yeah,
seals
you're
it.
not talking about not that the guy would turn down a small project, but he can do projects that some people could never imagine being able to do.
Right.
So you got the play on the table. Are they pretty forgiving in most cases, ain't they?
I'm a pretty weak player, so I probably shouldn't comment too much about tables. I really love diamond products, Everybody says the tables here have bigger pockets. I think it's kind of a negative for me personally since my cue ball's so all over the place. I found that I'm scratching
So it's big
way
for your cue ball too.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? If these were a little smaller, maybe I wouldn't have scratched there, And then they are red labels, and I really feel like I think you've seen it. Like, at least give me this, Vicky. I'm pretty good at banking. Like, I consistently bank pretty good, but I think there's something different about the angles on a red label versus a blue label, like the way that they angle to the slate.
Well, there
that
is.
I can't figure out.
So
It's-
the red labels you'll find when you bank where you would normally think your spot is, it's shorter on a red label.
Yeah, I can tell that, but I
Uh,
can't get over it. I'm
what-
so used to playing on the blue.
And it's only because the nose height of the rail where the point is 64th of an inch lower.
Difference?
Yeah, 64th of an inch.
I've heard of people
That much
converting
makes a
them to
difference.
play like a blue and stuff, and I mean,
Yeah, they do some blue label conversions.
but yeah, I guess my favorite table is just the blue label ovals. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just used to it.
Which is the newer style
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. I really like the 9-foot you have down there at the Blue Ridge Bar. That's my dream table someday. I want to have a house big enough to fit one.
Well, I mean, it's your table, so.
Maybe I'll move it there someday. We'll put a different one there. It's my favorite table. I love it. I need to get down there and play on it more.
So, we don't have an advertisement for this one, but when is the next tournament at Rail Yard?
That's going to be December 1st through the 3rd.
And it's going to be a 192 player field again?
We haven't fully decided. I think we might open it up to 256. They have a guy over there, James Miles, and
Yep.
I mean he is sharp at picking. He just really runs them fast. I think he could easily get through 256. There's only one problem with that, and it's not really a problem, but they have a big APA event going on December 1st through 3rd, and as you know, as a pool player, those dates are hard to pick on in December and
Yeah.
November. Really, there's a lot going on. There's holidays, so I stuck with the dates I have. I think I have maybe 10% of my players that play in the APA.
Yeah, I don't think you'll find that much where you're crossing
I think
paths.
a lot of the people are BCA or just nothing.
Right.
BCA are kind of nothing, and they play for $100 in a tournament. It's not that many APA players that play, but there are some.
Well,
and some
a lot
really good
of
ones.
a lot of traveling tournament players
Mhm.
are not notoriously APA players,
Right.
and it's not a knock at the APA or anything.
Right.
They are either they don't play leagues or they play more BCA or USAPL style leagues. They don't. Your APA players don't really travel other than APA tournaments.
Right.
Your APA state tournaments in Vegas and stuff like that.
Mhm. So I don't think it should hurt it that much, and even if it doesn't fill, that way nobody gets turned down.
Correct. But 256, the last time at 192, you played till about 3 in the morning the first night, didn't you? 3 or 4?
Yeah, and we only went down to 48, so we're doing really well over here. We have 2 more tables, and we started the high side early. I think
Yeah.
the only mistake that she made was, and I kind of brought this up before we started, but again, you know, this isn't my best thing, but I have done quite a few of these just watching you all do them.
Sure.
And I've seen what James does, and I did mention in the beginning, I'm like, I think you need to understand that once you do the high side, start closing those tables down and get them down to, I don't know, what do you think, 8 tables? And then play all low side.
Yeah,
Get the low side going.
because for quite a while, there was no high side matches played at all,
And those-
except for the one we was grabbing.
Those were like that because
to
she
put on
had
this
them for
table.
just the high side, and she didn't reopen them for the low.
But yeah, so the problem was, so you over here you got 4, 5, 6 tables that's open
Yeah, you can't do that.
for long periods of time.
Yeah.
I really think I think we're about an hour to 2 hours behind, where we
from
could
where
be.
we could be.
Yes.
Right. It's still not
saying
terrible.
we're behind, right?
And I agree totally because I didn't think. I almost bet a guy a lot of money that we'd be done by midnight, and then he was so eager to tell me that I was wrong that I said, well, look, I'll bet you the money at 1 a.m. And then he backed out, but I would have lost the bet.
Yeah,
so.
you'd lost that one too.
I would have lost that one.
But really, overall, the tournaments went smooth. It gets really, really hectic. You know, we had a lot of problem up here, Patrick and I did, because we're doing commentary,
Yeah.
and because we are right here in the public view,
They keep trying to talk to you.
everybody's coming up here
I can't even
trying to
make it
report.
we need more people.
Yeah, they're trying to report matches. They're asking about rules. You know, we went and watched 3 or 4 different shots in
Thank you.
matches, which we didn't have a problem doing.
Right.
But it is tough when I got to take headphones off, turn volume down.
I understand.
You know, it would have been nice if Jeannie would have set a table up over here with us.
Yeah. We didn't
or
have any more tables.
right there.
I think we
But
could
you
have
know,
taken
but there's
one
tables over
down
there.
there.
She's using. We could have found some tables, I
Yeah,
think,
I think.
and could have set her down here or right up
Yeah.
here in the corner where we got the room camera
Right.
going around the room. I think we could have figured something out.
Yeah, it would have been cool for her to work together, like over on this side, definitely.
But all in all, we're not complaining at all. It's been good. The tournaments were in smooth. Jeannie's done a fantastic job. It's a lot, um,
It
especially when
is a
you got
lot.
these matches that are ending. In 15, 20 minutes, you got 20 tables, 22 tables going, and
Okay.
so you got all these people coming at you reporting matches.
Well, see, I'm back to doing what I do. It's like some behind the scenes shit. I swear to God, I'm not just drinking beer and doing nothing, Mickey. I promise you, I was watching hits too, and
Well, Chrissy's being paged,
yeah.
but we wanted to get her on here and just talk for a minute. It ain't too
Thanks
often
for having
that you
me. I
actually
love
get
your
Jersey
setup.
Girl on the stream, so it's
Yeah, I've been wanting to. This would be so fun to like
we'll,
be able
we'll,
to
we'll get
focus
you
on, in
back
my
on here.
opinion.
We'll get you back on here tomorrow and talk some
Yeah,
more.
yeah, I would really like that. Um, I learn a lot watching you too, like listening to what you're saying. But we've talked about some things because I haven't been back here. But when like on some of the other times, like I just like sitting here with somebody like you because you can. I don't know. It gets into my pea brain easier. I want to take a picture of the setup real quick before I go. It's a neat setup. Yeah, it looks good.
See, we got a nice room view here
Let's
too.
get a picture
See
of
there?
us too.
Get that room view with other tables. And,
Oh, neat. You didn't show me that, no.
yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, my phone's doing something weird. Is that my phone?
So playing music.
Yeah, but why?
Better watch. It's gonna turn our sound off
I
here.
can't get it.
It's there. You got
I
it.
didn't even press
It
anything.
just grabbed a hold of your media player or something like that.
Oh, gosh. Let me get a picture with you. I haven't taken, like, any
It's
pictures. All right, back to it.
all right. Well, thanks for joining. We'll have you
Thank
back in here
you.
tomorrow. I don't know why my stream says test widgets, but we'll figure that out. Okay, we're at a 3-4 here. Um, the high side Fargo is typically around a 575 to 600 is where the 6+1s are at. Maybe a little over, maybe 600 to 625 is around your 6+1. Um, and I think your 626 to 650 is your sixes. And,